everyone, it's Master Brendan. This video today is just a sort of extra video where I'm going to talk about the results of Produce 101 Season 2. So first, if you don't know, Produce 101 Season 2, the group is going to be named 101, and I don't know when they announced it. I think just afterwards, once the voting finished. If you didn't watch my previous video, I did a list of the top 11 contestants I thought would debut into that group, and these contestants were Daniel, Ji-hoon, Samuel for the top 3. And then for the 4 to 11, I said Seong-woo, Min-hyun, Jong-hyeon, Woo-jin, Kuan-lin, Seong-woo, Jae-hwan, and Ji-seong. And the people that I said might debut or might just miss out would be Dong-hyeon, Dae-hwi, and also Seong-woo. So that was my list in my previous video. If you didn't see it, you can go check it out. I'm going to take a look at the results because I actually haven't watched the episode because it still hasn't been subbed into English. And also, I just want to know, so I'm just going to look at the results on Wikipedia. Okay, so number 1, we got Kang Daniel. So that's what I thought as well for number 1. Number 2, Park Ji-hoon, which I also guessed. Number 3, we've got Lee Dae-hwi. So he actually went up the ranks again. So he like went up, down, and then up. Then we have Kim Jae-hwan. So he actually went up quite a lot because in the last ranking I think he wasn't in the top 11. And then we have Seong-woo. So I did guess that pretty well. I thought he'd be like 4th, 5th, or 6th, something like that. And we've got Park Woo-jin. That's sort of what I thought as well. And then we have Lee Kuan-lin. So I did guess that he'd go up, but I didn't realize he'd go that up to like 7. I wonder what happened. But I thought that he'd probably definitely debut. So yeah, I guessed correctly. Ji-seong. So he went up quite a lot too, didn't he? He was more of the bottom, but then he went up a little bit. Then we have Min-hyun. That's interesting because Jae-hwan hasn't been mentioned. Well, actually, I've seen the whole list now. Oh, what am I saying? Jae-hwan. JR. He ended up getting more popular. That's interesting. So he came number 9. Number 10 is Jin-young. So he was like 3rd, oh no, he was 3rd in the last broadcast, wasn't he? No, he was 2nd, and now he is 10th. So that's sort of what I thought. I was gonna mention him into the top 11 instead of Seong-woo, but then I sort of forgot about him, so I just left him out. But yeah, I did expect him to debut. And then we've got Seong-woo, who's number 11. He was 3rd, I think, in the last broadcast, so I sort of expected that. I thought he'd be in the bottom bit. So he just debuted at number 11. So these are the contestants that didn't debut. Kang Dong-ho. So he just missed out. I did guess that actually. I thought he'd just miss out or he'd be number 11. It's so sad that he wasn't number 11. And then we have Kim Jong-hyeon. It's interesting because I thought they had debuted, but he didn't debut for some reason. Lim Yong-min. And then we've got An Hyung-seob at number 16. Seong-woo, he ended up 17, so he stayed about the same rank actually. Samuel at 18. That's really interesting. I wonder what happened to him. Joo Hak-myeon and Choi Min-gi, he ended up 20. I thought that might have been the case. This debut lineup is pretty interesting because there's a couple of contestants which I thought would debut but they didn't. So Samuel would be one. I thought that he would rise up the ranks quite a lot, and because he seems quite popular online, but I think that might just be because of his online fans and not the Korean people who are allowed to vote on Produce 101. For JR, I thought they had definitely debuted. Since he didn't debut, it's quite surprising actually. So for this lineup, the only real good vocalist would be Jae-hwan, I believe. And the other people, some of them can sing, but I feel like they can't be the main vocalist. It goes main and lead, doesn't it? Main, lead. There's only one really outstanding vocalist. I feel like these people, they sort of vote based on looks and stuff. So it's a bit sad actually when it's a group that's only voted based on looks more than their vocal ability. And I'm not saying that all of them can't sing because there's quite a few that can sing pretty well, but there's a few I feel like were just voted based on looks, which is sad. There was this controversy on June the 17th about Produce 101 where Mnet, they posted a picture on Facebook on the top 11 contestants that debuted into 101. The problem was that they added 3 contestants which didn't actually get in. And the trainees were Dong-ho, Jong-hyeon and also Samuel. The picture actually left out Ji-seong, Jae-hwan and also Seong-woo, which is really interesting actually. The original picture that was posted onto Facebook, I feel like that group would be, I don't know, I'd like that group more than the one we have now, because this 101 group, I'm not really feeling it in terms of the members. I feel like it's missing just one of those members that didn't debut. That's what I think. And in terms of this controversy, the reason why it's so strange that Mnet did this, because I feel like the group that they posted first should have been the group that should have debuted. And there's actually quite a lot of controversy because I'm not the only one who feels this as well. I don't really understand why they even did that. Maybe they could have scheduled the photo and when they posted it, they didn't realize that they weren't the top 11 members. I feel like whoever posted the picture on Facebook, they obviously didn't really take much notice on Produce 101, otherwise they would have noticed the error. They would have noticed the error pretty quickly. I think they only realized when people start bashing them. In terms of the final Produce 101 members, I feel like I'm not too happy about the final 11 because for season 1 I felt okay about it, but for season 2 it seems that people mostly just picked on the visuals rather than, you know, over talent. It's pretty sad. Not talent, but like visuals. Would you pick visuals over singing ability? I am gonna end the video here because it's too long. This was supposed to be just like a sort of discussion video. Well, that's the end of Produce 101 anyway. Apparently, they're gonna actually do a Produce 101 season 3 where apparently it's gonna be girl groups again. I feel like they should do boy and girls to make like a mashed up 11 or like 5 on each team or something like that. They should actually think about that instead. I think that'd be really interesting. Anyway, we're gonna end the video here because it's a bit too long. I've been posting so much K-pop related videos. I feel like I can talk more about K-pop than I can with Pokemon. I don't know. I'm just trying to expand my video sort of topic ideas. Don't know how much longer I can do Pokemon. Anyway, I'm gonna end the video here because it's a bit too long. So you can go and check out Yesh and also MBXC if you would like to see more from me. And yeah, comment down below if you want to see any other videos. Otherwise, I'm gonna end the video here. So yeah, bye.